Okay, so we're back again with lesson 3. And in this lesson, we're going to talk about these topics. These topics I've outlined below. Yeah, so at first, I'll talk about variables and data types. I'm going to explain these two concepts at once. They are different topics, but since variables depends on data types, but this is only in C programming. In other programming languages, even when you're watching some tutorials out there, they begin with variables, then maybe talk about some other topics. But in C programming, these two depend on each other. In order for you to understand variables, you need to also understand the data types. Okay, and then after talking about variables and data types, I'll talk about conversion specifiers because this is also important when you're dealing with variables in a certain scenario, which I'll explain. And then lastly, and then talk about comments. Okay, so variables. So this is like another component of any programming language. This is found in all programming languages. So I'm pretty sure maybe if you have heard it somewhere, maybe you might have an idea. So okay, let me start by maybe defining it. So actually, this word variable is derived from a verb called vary. The word vary, which means to change. And I'll explain the connection that is there when we try to relate it with how variables are used in programming. Yeah, so let me define it in terms of programming. So when we define a variable, our variables in terms of programming, variables uh, are simply containers which stores data in a program. It stores data as values. Okay, as simple as that. So now let me try to give you um, just a real quick scenario which is related to these variables, the way they are implemented in the meaning. Okay, so uh, here is I have another hypothetical scenario. Okay, so today's scenario is that I want you to maybe let's assume that I was a father, I was a dad, I had some kids. So I bought some toys for these kids so that they can be playing with them, to ease their boredom. And then these kids um, were kind of like naughty. So what they used to do is that after finishing playing with their toys, they would scatter them in their room, which used to seem to be disorganized. So I approached them and told them that, okay, since you can't manage to arrange these toys in order, I'm going to find some boxes. I'm going to find boxes, empty boxes, uh, so that when you finish playing with your toys, you can put these toys in these boxes, in these empty used boxes. Okay, so I quickly found these boxes, and these boxes you're seeing on the screen. There is box 1 and box 2. Okay, so uh, now and then told them that, okay, I don't want you to be suffering when you start looking for your toys, since you will be putting these toys in these similar boxes. Okay, since I want to give an example which is related to how variables are handled in programming, so I'll just extend some rules. Yeah, so let's assume that I gave them more rules that each box should have only one toy. You see, let's assume that I built a lot of boxes. I wanted them to be storing these toys separately, each toy in a separate box, meaning each box will be having a single toy. You see, so then I told them what, okay, so maybe in case you want to look for a certain toy, I want to make it easier for you. I don't want you to be suffering. So whenever you put a certain toy in a certain box, remember boxes are similar. They are looking similar, similar shapes, similar sizes, and similar colors. So when they feel like playing with the toys, I want them to be accessing them easily. So I told them that, okay, when you are putting a toy in a box, you should write the name of the toy you have put in that box, so that the next time maybe you want to play with a certain toy, you just check for the name of that toy on a certain box. You see? Yeah. So if any of them maybe want to play with the toy, they'll just go check for a box having the name of that toy. Okay. So after I told them that, then they started following those rules. So here is now how I mean, okay, let me just say, if they started following those rules, or maybe rather say, assume that now they started following the rules. So it appeared like this. So box, let's say maybe one of them put a toy which is maybe a Benz of a type, a car, a toy which is a car. Toys can be in different forms. It can be maybe in form of maybe an airplane, maybe a doll. Yeah. So this is how it started now looking like. Then in box 2, maybe let's say maybe the type of a toy which one of them had put in was of a type of maybe a motorbike, which is of the name Honda. You see, so this is how now it started looking like. The name of the car inside the box, written on the box. The name on the box is representing what is being stored in that box. So the similar way is how variables are handled in programming. Yeah, so the only difference is that when you have to do with programming, variables will be storing values, values which might access from the user. But this is the similar concept behind it. Even though sometimes, let me just say, the implementation is similar to how you handle variables in mathematics. Actually, even in mathematics, there is a concept of variables. Let me show you a quick example. So here's an example where variables intervenes in mathematics. So here's a simple question. If y is equal to 6 and z is equal to 10, what is the value of x? I'm pretty sure you have even solved this already. You're just going to replace these um, these these letters with the corresponding values in the question, right? Yeah, so this means that y is storing 6 and z is storing 10. You see, so in this situation y is like a container storing 6 as a value, and z is a container like maybe a box, anything that can store things. Yeah, you can use it maybe as an example. And then z is just a container storing a value which is 10. See, so to solve this x, you just replace with the corresponding value. Then it will be 6 plus 10. 6 plus 10, which I'm sure it must be 16. You see, so this is quite similar. In fact, it is similar, completely similar to our variables handled in programming. Okay, so now let's go back. So in the example that I've just shown you, I've just demonstrated how variables are handled. But okay, in most programming languages, variables are handled in that way, where you just write the name of a variable. Let's say maybe the name of a variable, and then we use the equal sign. This equal sign is representing an assignment operator. I'll talk about operators, but what you should know right now is that this equals is pointing to a value. This is what it means in programming. In programming, this equals, it doesn't mean this equal sign, it doesn't mean that the value which is on the left side is equal to the value which is on this side. It means that you are assigning this value to this value. Oh, okay, and I know it's a little bit similar, but this is how they interpret it. I'll make more sense of it when I reach on control structures. Yeah, but in programming, the equal sign is used to assign a value to a variable. This name on the left side is representing a variable, and this value on the right side, of course, it is representing the value. Yeah. Okay, so this is how variables are handled in most programming languages. Okay, there will be time when I'll explain this, but this way of handling variables is done in those programming languages which are said to be dynamically typed, like Python, JavaScript, and Ruby. But when we talk of Java, C++, C#, and C programming, it is quite advanced. We don't just end it. In these programming languages, these are just mentioned at the end. Variables are handled differently, and these same programming languages are called statically typed. I'll explain this in the next lesson, There is a detailed explanation coming soon in the next lesson, where I'm going to explain variables in detail. Okay, so but for now, just know that variables are more like containers which store values in the implementation, just the general implementation. So now let's talk of C programming. So one thing that has made C programming and these other languages to be different from these other languages, and I'm saying to be dynamically typed, is because in C programming, or in general,